Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrea McKenna, and I am the Deputy Clerk of the Executive Council and the Associate Secretary to Cabinet. My role today is to officiate the administration of oaths. Before we begin today's ceremony, we respectfully acknowledge the province of Newfoundland and Labrador as the ancestral homelands of many diverse populations of Indigenous peoples who have contributed to 9,000 years of history, including the Beothuk of the island of Newfoundland. Today, this province is home to diverse populations of Indigenous and other peoples. We would also like to acknowledge and respect the diverse histories and cultures of the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit. Please stand as you are able for the singing of O Canada. We will be led by Aide-de-Camp Kathy Jackman.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command, with glowing hearts we see rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. We will begin the ceremony with the swearing in of Premier Designate Tony Wakeham. Please come forward to swear your oath of allegiance, oath of members of the Executive Council, and oath of office. Premier Designate Tony Wakeham.
I, Tony Wakeham, do swear that I will be faithful to bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God. I, Tony Wakeham, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will, in all things, be a true and faithful counsellor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Tony Wakeham, being appointed to be Premier and Minister for Intergovernmental Affairs, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I now call upon the members of Cabinet. As your name is called, please come forward to swear or affirm your oath of allegiance, oath of members of the Executive Council, and oath of office. Barry Petton.
I, Barry Petton, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Barry Petton, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be a true and faithful counsellor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Barry Petton, being appointed to be Minister of Transportation and Infrastructure, Minister of Public Procurement, and Deputy Premier, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Helen Conway Ottenheimer.
I, Helen Conway Ottenheimer, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Helen Conway Ottenheimer, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be a true and faithful counselor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. So help me God. I, Helen Conway Ottenheimer, being appointed to be Minister of Justice and Public Safety, Attorney General, Minister of Emergency Preparedness and Disaster Management, Minister of Women and Gender Equality, Minister responsible for the Access to Information and Protection of Privacy Office, and Minister responsible for the Human Rights Commission, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Paul Din.
I, Paul Din, do declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Paul Din, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do declare and affirm that I will in all things be a true and faithful councillor and not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Paul Din, being appointed to Minister of Education and Early Childhood Development and Minister of Advanced Education and Skills, do declare and affirm that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability.
Layla Margaret Ann Evans.
I, Leila Margaret Ann Evans, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. So help me God. I, Leila Margaret Ann Evans, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be a true and faithful councillor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. So help me God. I, Leila Margaret Ann Evans, being appointed to be Minister of Health and Community Services, Minister of Mental Health and Addictions, Minister responsible for Newfoundland and Labrador Health Services, Minister of Labrador Affairs, and Minister of Indigenous Relations and Reconciliation, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Cleeman Borsey.
I, Cleeman Forsey, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Pleeman Forsey, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be true and faithful counselor, and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Pleeman Forsey, being appointed to be Minister of Forestry, Agriculture and Lands, and Minister of Crown Lands, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Loyola Francis O'Driscoll.
I, Loyola Francis O'Driscoll, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law. I, Loyola Francis O'Driscoll, being appointed one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be true and faithful counselor, and will not reveal any secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Loyola Francis O'Driscoll, being appointed to be Minister of Fisheries and Agriculture, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Southern Torment here.
Good southern short woman here.
Craig Party.
I, Craig Party, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Craig Party, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be a true and faithful counselor, and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Craig Pardy, being appointed to Minister of Finance, President of Treasury Board, Minister of Seniors, Minister responsible for the Public Service Commission, and Minister responsible for the Newfoundland Labrador Liquor Corporation, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability.
Lloyd Parrott.
I, Lloyd Parrott, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, to his heirs and successors according to law, so help me God. I, Lloyd Parrott, being appointed to one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be true and faithful counsellor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. So help me God. I, Lloyd Parrott, being appointed to be the Minister of Energy and Mines and the Government House Leader, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
Christopher Tibbs.
I, Christopher Tibbs, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law, so help me God. I, Christopher Tibbs, being appointed to one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be a true and faithful counsellor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted in my care as such, so help me God. I, Christopher Tibbs, being appointed to Minister of Municipal and Community Affairs,
Registrar General, Minister of Community Engagement, Minister of Environment, Conservation and Climate Change, and Minister responsible for the Multi-Material Stewardship Board, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
There's Southern Shore connection. Jody Wall.
I, Jody Wall, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to the law, so help me God. I, Jody Wall, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be a true and faithful counsellor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care, so help me God. I, Jody Wall, being appointed to be Minister of Social Supports and Well-being, Minister of Housing, Minister of Poverty Reduction, Minister responsible for the status of persons with disabilities, and Deputy Government House Leader. Do swear that I will be diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
The last time we were together, we shut the gun off at the regatta. Arlanda Lynn Malcolm Paddock.
I, Arlanda Lynn Malcolm Paddock, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. I, Arlinda Lynn Malcolm Paddock, being appointed to one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will be true in all things, be true and faithful counsellor, and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Arlinda Lynn Malcolm Paddock, being appointed to be Minister of Jobs and Growth, Minister of Rural Development, Minister of Immigration, and Minister of Francophone Affairs, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same, to the best of my ability.
Andrea Barber.
I, Andrea Barber, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, so help me God. I, Andrea Barber, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's exclusive counsel for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will, in all things, be a true and faithful counselor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. So help me God. I, Andrea Barber, being appointed to the Minister of Tourism, Culture, and Arts, Minister of Sports, Recreation, and Parks, Minister responsible for Pitcher NL, Minister responsible for the Newfoundland and Labrador Arts Council, and Minister responsible for the Pippi Park Commission, do swear that I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same for the best of my ability. So help me God.
Mike Guzny.
I, Mike Guzny, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to the law. I, Mike Guzny, being appointed to be one of His Majesty's Executive Council for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, do swear that I will in all things be a true and faithful counselor and will not reveal any of the secrets entrusted to my care as such. I, Mike Guzny, being appointed to Minister of Government Services, Minister responsible for Office of the Chief Information Officer, Minister of Labour, Minister responsible for Workplace NL, do swear I will diligently and faithfully perform the duties of these offices while I hold the same to the best of my ability. So help me God.
I now call upon Her Honor to address the gathering.
Still morning. Good morning. My first order of business is to congratulate Premier Wakeham and Mrs. Wakeham's 3 grandchildren. They did a great job. And isn't it wonderful to have the family here? Congratulations. Welcome to Government House, this place of history, of recognition, and of celebration. Many historic events have taken place within these walls, and you have just witnessed an historic event. Today, Premier Wakeham and his cabinet become the latest milestone in our shared history. Our system of government is founded on a constitutional monarchy. In my capacity as Lieutenant Governor, I serve as the direct representative of King Charles III in our province. The traditional authorities and powers of that monarchy are assigned into 3 components, all separate branches, but each independent. These are the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. Each of them is integral to our democracy. To have been elected and as well to now begin service in the executive branch is at the apex of all positions an individual could possibly engage. You now hold the most honored and responsible offices which any person could undertake. The oaths that you have just spoken today before us all strengthen both your understanding and your undertaking and your execution of the most honored of challenges. It comes with great privilege on the one hand, and at times a daunting responsibility on the other. In this year, though, 2025, it is important to remember and to honor a special milestone: the 100th anniversary of women's right to vote and to hold public office here in this province. And if you're to look over there on the mantle, you'll see a statue of Armine Gosling, right here, a miniature. She led the suffrage movement, and she did a lot of her work around these very rooms and in these walls. We honor those dedicated women who worked so hard for over 35 years to, year in and year out, try to secure that vote for women. Those women of 100 years ago helped shape and clear the path for women in this province. Women like me and you, here today, sworn into office because of women who worked tirelessly for their right to hold public office and to have the right as persons to vote. We stand on the shoulders of these giants as well as others, such as our mothers and grandmothers, mentors, role models, leaders, and visionaries. In this centenary year, we recognize the systems and the institutions that make our democracy respected and admired the world over. A democracy that we cannot and do not take for granted. This year, we reflect on the voices and the people who have shaped our past as we look to the future with hope and confidence. The responsibilities you will carry in these trusted roles are substantial. Your duties will be significant as you shape the conduct and decisions of government. The demands upon you will be considerable. The reward remains the incredible privilege you hold to represent and serve the people of our province. Before I conclude, I would like to acknowledge the role of your families. Families are everything. The support of your family, your families of the heart, your friends, loved ones, and colleagues will be incredibly important as you take up your new duties. They will provide strength when the days are long, and they will help you maintain your focus. We thank them all for their support as you serve in these honored capacities. Your service to Newfoundland and Labrador is truly an honorable calling. Together, you will guide our province on its course forward. I want to offer an inspiring reflection for one of our world's foremost experts on zoology, climate change, and environment, Dr. Jane Goodall, who just recently passed away. She says, "You cannot get through a single day without having an impact on the world around you. What you do makes a difference, and each of you, each of us, have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. Today, each of you has the enormous privilege and the honor to make a difference. I wish you well as you begin this journey, undertaking these assignments with courage, with dedication, and with vision. Thank you all so much, and congratulations on your appointments."
Thank you, Your Honor. This concludes the formal part of the ceremony. We ask that guests in this room remain seated while we prepare the drawing room for a reception. We invite guests sitting in the adjacent room to proceed to the main entrance and hallway of Government House while we clear the chairs. Their Honors and the Premier will receive guests in the drawing room shortly. Please rise for the singing of shortened versions of the Ode to Newfoundland, the Ode to Labrador, and God Save the King, as in your anthem program, and remain standing as you are able for the departure of their Honors, the Premier, and his family and Cabinet Ministers. Thank you.
When sun rays crown our pine-clad hills, and summer spreads her God save our gracious King. Long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, sir. Oh, I'll say it again. Wow. Thank you very much, everyone. I thought long and hard about what I would say here today in my first remarks as Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador. And I keep coming back to the simplest and most important message of the day. Thank you. First, I want to say thank you to Her Honor for the invitation to serve in government. I also want to say thank you to each of you, to my colleagues in our province's new cabinet, for agreeing to serve in the Executive Council and taking on such a serious responsibility in a challenging time. I want to say thank you to all of the members of our caucus who I know are ready to rise to the occasion in leading a government for all of us. And thank you to all of the families, friends, and supporters with us today, I know many of whom sacrificed a lot in order to make today possible. Most importantly, I want to say thank you to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador who entrusted us with this mandate and who now will rightfully be watching closely to ensure we deliver on our commitments to them. It is the honor of my life to serve as the Premier of this province we all love, the place where I was born, where I built my career, and where I raised my family. But my goal was never to be just a Premier. My goal is to do something with this mandate so that more Newfoundlanders and Labradorians can also achieve their dreams right here at home. And that is my challenge to my fellow members of the Cabinet. All of us must use the opportunity in front of us to make a difference and deliver positive change so that we leave Newfoundland and Labrador a better place than when we found it. The coming days will bring both challenges and opportunities. None of us can control events. There will be surprises. There always are. But I have confidence in this team to stick to a plan, to keep our promises, to work hard and work together on every file and every decision, big or small. We're going to stay true to the commitments that earned us this mandate. This will be a government for all of us. And on behalf of our government team, I can't wait to get to work. Thank you very much. Now I'll ask our ministers to head over to Confederation Building to get their first briefings. And I will be happy to take any questions.
Check, 1, 2. Premier Terry Roberts here, CBC. Can you tell us what was going through your mind as you selected you as a 14-member cabinet, 21 MHA? So how did you select this group?
I think it was very important for me to make sure that we looked around the province and looked at representation from all parts of the province, and also looked at the people that we had, the availability, the people that I selected, their extreme experiences, their education, and the fact of what they bring to this province. All of these people have that same element that we all have for this place, that passion for Newfoundland and Labrador, the passion to want to help to make things better, and I think I've got a great representation and a great cabinet.
Technology is no longer reflected in the name of the Energy and Mines Department. Does that sector still fall to that department, or is someone else?
No, it's moved. It's moved under the Minister Paddock is now responsible for that as part of that new department we created to focus in on our economic development, to focus in on rural development, and to put it as a separate department.
Yumna here with the Independent. The previous Liberal government has not responded to the Federal Housing Advocates' recommendation that the province enshrine housing as a human right. Do you believe housing is a human right, and will your government introduce legislation?
I believe that absolutely. When we look at the social determinants of health, one of the key social determinants of health is affordable housing. And that's why I'm so proud to say that we will introduce a new poverty reduction strategy that includes affordable housing, because that is one of the things that we ought to be doing, and that's one of the things I look forward to doing.
Hi, Ben Cleary, NTV News. Premier Wakeham, congratulations. I want to ask first, have you been briefed on the negotiations with on Churchill Falls MOU, and where does that stand right now?
I've had my first meeting with people from Hydro, officials from Hydro. We'll have others, obviously, coming up in the next few days. And as far as where I go with that we will be anxious to get the independent review up and running in the next few weeks.
Cameron Kilfoy with the Telegram. Premier Wakeham, there's been some concern online regarding the appointment of Steve Outhouse to your transition team, concern around his involvement in past political campaigns and the influence he might have in this role. And I'm just curious, what reassurance could you provide to Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who have that concern?
Firstly, let me tell you that Steve Outhouse is one of the most professional people I know. He's been involved with me since my campaign for leadership, and off and on he's provided advice to us. That advice, he's one of the best organizers and political minds in the country when it comes to how we organize, how we collect data, and all of that. That's been his role, and I'm very proud to have him as part of our team. But I will say this, if you look through what our Blue Book is and what we've stated in our Blue Book, that I intend to run a government for all of us.
Premier Wakeham, Paula Gale, host of the broadcast on CBC Radio. Now that there is a separate department for fisheries and aquaculture, what will your first priorities be, and will they include pulling support for the South Coast Fjords National Marine Conservation Area?
I have stated publicly before that I am against that proposal. I think the impact on our fisheries is significant, and I don't like the idea of any government or federal government trying to come in and tell us exactly what they're going to do. We will work with the federal government, we will work with others, but my intent is, as a separate Department of Fisheries, is to give it the recognition it deserves, and I intend to sit down with the players in that industry.
Premier Wakeham, Richard Duggan here with VOCM. So you said that you hope to have the independent review started in a couple of weeks. Can you give us an idea of what that will look like and who will be involved in that review?
Well, that's exactly what we will be doing over the next 2 weeks, getting ready for that. But I will tell you one thing, that tomorrow I will release Michael Wilson's letter, and I will release Michael Wilson from his non-disclosure agreement. I will talk to Mr. Wilson and inform him of that. So if Mr. Wilson wants to talk about the MOU and his role in the previous review, he certainly will be free to do so.
Premier Wakeham, Jenna Head from the CBC. What do you make of the gender balance in your party? You know, you have 3 women elected in cabinet as well. Tell me what you make of that.
Well, I'm very proud that we have 3 women elected to our caucus and 3 women who will now represent this province in our cabinet, and I think that's a reflection. Obviously, all of us have a lot of work to do in making sure that we get more candidates on the ballot and find ways of helping people put their names forward. I've talked about that a lot, and I think that that's something that's a challenge that we all have to take part in. But I'm so proud of the people that are currently serving in my cabinet.
Hi, Alex. Bill with all Newfoundland Labrador. The former Liberal immigration minister was quite critical of Lynn Paddock in his by-election campaign in 24 about comments that he made. Can you talk about if that was an influence on your decision and what you'd like to see out of the immigration department and immigration in this province generally?
No, I mean, unless you come from an Indigenous background, all of us are immigrants to this great province of ours. We need people to come to our province, and we want them to succeed when they come here. So it's going to be critical that it's not simply about recruiting people to come here. It's about making sure that they can be successful here, and I intend to put a program in place to make that happen.
Premier Wakeham, there's currently a negotiation oversight committee in place. What will happen to that committee? And secondly, the spring target for definitive agreements, is that now finished? Can we forget about that?
Well, that's my priority is to get the best agreement for Newfoundland and Labrador. I have not met with the panel yet, and certainly I will be open to negotiations with the province of Quebec, but I am going to do the independent review first.
Do you have plans to meet with Hydro-Quebec?
Not at this time.
Okay. And when do you plan to open the House for its first sitting with your new government?
And that will depend upon, obviously, the House. The election went to its last day, literally in October, and it's my understanding that all of the legislation that was in the works all died on the order paper when the election was called. So we have a process now where we have to go in there, get our ministers up to scratch on their departments, and then talk about what legislation we want to bring forward. So when that exactly happens, that remains to be seen.
Premier Wakeham, who are you going to name Speaker of the House?
I don't get to name the Speaker of the House. That's a vote by all 40 members.
Do you have anybody in mind that you'd like to see as Speaker?
No, that's up to the 40 members of the House of Assembly.
I want to ask as well, you're going to put forward the unredacted version of Mr. Wilson's letter, but there are a number of reports that the Liberal Party had that you wanted published at the time they were commissioned, like the Rothschild report. Will you make that public as well?
Every report that I can make public will be made public, and I will have more to say on all of those, including the expert panel review report that was also done before any of the negotiations started. The public of Newfoundland and Labrador deserve to know what their government has spent their money on and what the reports say. So let's not keep that a secret any longer. Let's get it out there so people can be informed.
When you leave here today and you go over to Confederation Building, what's the first order of business?
Well, the first thing we have to do is get together with my cabinet and start looking at, I've been getting briefings from the clerk for the last 2 weeks, so there's a lot of briefings to be done, a lot more information to be shared. It's a change of government after 10 years, so there's a lot of work ahead of us.
The environment and municipal affairs portfolios have often been kind of primary cabinet positions for cabinet members. Now they're sort of combined in one in Minister Tibbs. Can you tell us about why you decided to put those together like that?
Well, I think municipal affairs and environment are a good fit when you think about the impacts that the environment has on all of our communities. And that's one of the key reasons why we looked at that, because we clearly had to have more community involvement when we talk about the environment and things that can or can't be done. We saw that just this past summer with the wildfires and the need for better coordination. So I think there's a real fit and a real opportunity there.
Premier Wakeham, the warming ocean has had a major impact on the aquaculture industry, especially this past summer and into the fall. A lot of communities on the south coast are very worried about their future. What is your government going to do to help make sure that these fish farming companies are doing the right things to mitigate the effects of climate change on that industry?
Absolutely. It's a very important industry in Newfoundland and Labrador, and we will work with the companies to make sure that we do everything we can to minimize risks, because that's exactly what it has to be about. The world still has a demand for farmed fish, and we should be one of the ones supplying it. But we have to make sure, as you have suggested, that we do it in a way that we protect our environment. We also do it in a way that we understand exactly what's happening and how we mitigate some of those fish kills that we saw happen.
Premier, is the Nunatuva Community Council an Indigenous collective capable of holding Section 35 rights, in your opinion?
Pardon?
Is the Nunatuva Community Council an Indigenous collective that is capable of holding Section 35 rights under the Charter, in your opinion?
Well, I haven't had any briefings on that subject yet, but I'm more than willing to take your question and take it under advisement and have those discussions.
Premier, gotta get used to calling you Premier.
Me too.
Equinor has said that it wants to make a critical decision by the end of this year on whether to proceed with front-end engineering and design on the Beta Nord project, and it also still signals strongly that it wants to build this floating production and storage offloading vessel internationally. So what's your plan going forward in dealing with Equinor and this project?
So Ecuador has expressed their opinion on how they would like to see it built. I've expressed mine on how I would like to see it built. We both know that we have a great resource off our coast, that our oil industry needs to be kept moving, kept being developed. The Liberal government, unfortunately, didn't see it that way. So what I want to do is I will sit down with Ecuador in the next few weeks and start those discussions.
Hi there. I wanted to ask you about the letter that Jim Dinn sent to you this morning. He's asking you to reaffirm your commitment to human rights, diversity, equity, inclusion, and the rights of the LGBTQ plus community. Are you willing to do that?
I've already responded to Mr. Dinn, and I'm sure he'll be happy. We can share that letter with you.
Okay, thank you.
At the last fiscal update, we found out the deficit was more than $600 million. It doesn't count money spent on wildfires this year. So fiscally, what are you inheriting right now?
It's a good question. That's one of the challenges we have in front of us, is to find out exactly where the province stands, and it's one of the first priorities. I've had a preliminary discussion with officials from the finance department, but we need to get in and we need to talk about it. And that is, again, something that has to be communicated to the public of Newfoundland and Labrador as soon as they're able to get the numbers together.
There's a few interesting, I guess, deviations from the prior shadow cabinet today, particularly Leila as health and Craig as finance minister. Can you tell us about why you picked the two of them for those very high-profile positions?
Well, I think when I look at Leila and Craig, two of the most competent people in my caucus and people who are committed to their province. Leila comes, as you all know, with a passion for this place of ours. She will be the first Minister of Health from Labrador. I'm clearly sending a message to people everywhere, to the people of Labrador and others, that they are part of this. Healthcare is such a huge part of what we ran on. We heard that about access to healthcare and the need for access to healthcare all through this province as we toured. And so Leila Evans is a great fit for that department, and she will do an outstanding job there. Craig Party, nobody works harder than Craig Party, and I am confident that he will make sure that he will bring our province to the fiscal stability that it needs.
Premier, I wanted to ask, obviously there's a lot of support in the room today, but I've noticed there's only one former PC Premier here, and I'm just curious what you make of that.
I think that was by the invitation list. That simply is nothing to it.
Premier, I'm wondering what you think of the applications for a judicial recount that were submitted by the Liberal Party over the weekend.
You know, it's a democratic process. I've questioned why. I mean, clearly, one of the defeated candidates had already declared he wasn't going to seek a recount. It appears the Liberal Party has decided that they want to hold up people taking their rightful seats in the House of Assembly. That's their prerogative, but I think it's nothing that's going to change anything that I'm going to be doing.
Premier, you fulfilled your promise of creating a new and separate department for fisheries and aquaculture under Loyola O'Driscoll. What will be the first priorities of this new department?
First thing we have to do is meet with stakeholders. We cannot be waiting until April month and have harvesters and processors on the steps of Confederation Building are arguing about price setting. This fishery is too important in Newfoundland and Labrador. It's being impacted right now by Chinese tariffs. There's a lot of work for us to do. So it's very important for me to meet with the players, because I have said this about if we want to fix anything, go talk to the people that work in it. It will be tough. I have no doubt that negotiations are always tough. It will be hard work, but if it was easy, it would have been done. So I intend on making sure that we get down and work and have those frank and open discussions.
Premier, when can I and others expect our tax break on our basic income taxes? And also, when will we see those extra police officers on the streets and, refunds for students' tuitions, those kind of promises that you make?
Absolutely. As soon as we get in there, get the books done, and get our first budget.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.